So, who really exposed the grooming gangs? I would say most people would think, oh, it was that Tommy Robinson, wasn't it? The former leader of the EDL. Well, I'm now going to show you a video which pretty much sets the entire record straight. And it's a brilliant interview conducted by Mark Heath with the leader of the Homeland Party, Kenny Smith, who was instrumental in the British National Party for many years under John Tyndall and Nick Griffin. And you might be surprised to learn that in actual fact it was the British National Party that exposed the grooming gangs first of all, supported by Anne Cryer and Sarah Champion MP, although they didn't actually support the BNP. They were a supporting act on the scene, which then led to the mainstream media picking it up. All Tommy did, basically, was jump on the bandwagon and grifted millions. So let's see Kenny and Mark in action. Now, this
The
is a
reason
great
why
interview.
he's interesting is because he has an army of fans that basically worship the ground he walks on, which is fair enough. People are quite right to do whatever they want to do. But he comes with millions, I would say, of people that may well find themselves politically homeless as well, based on current events. Now, recently, his right-hand man, Richard Inman, has climbed the ladder within UKIP. So it very much looks like UKIP are getting into bed with the Tommy movement. So I want to get your opinion on him, and I also want to answer whether you think that is a good move politically or political suicide.
Okay, yeah. So, as I said to you, there's no question that I don't mind being asked. I'm an open book.
I
So
appreciate
for
that.
me, the you cannot deny that Tommy Robinson has been successful in raising some topics in the media and making them known. But
Absolutely.
I think he's been very disingenuous, for example, on grooming gangs. The BNP were the first people to raise the issue of grooming gangs. We got councillors elected on that ticket. And that is often kind of memory hold. And people think, oh, Tommy's the man who did this. No, he didn't. Tommy jumped on the bandwagon very late, but he has done good to highlight it. But I also feel that he has wasted a golden opportunity to get people active and working. As I've said, if all these people who go on a demonstration, they pay money to go to travel to a place, they have a good time out, but quite often, a lot of them get drunk, stick things up their nose, and disgrace the action. The vast majority don't, and I've got to say, I have enormous respect for a lot of these people that go to the demonstrations. I just feel that they've been led down the garden path, and the hero worship for Tommy does surprise me really, because in all these 15 years, he has achieved nothing. And he has taken millions of pounds out of the nationalist struggle. The last one, I believe he mentioned that there was 1.2 million raised for the court case, and then he pled guilty and went away. What happened to all that money? The offence he committed was he was told not to do, and he did it. It just doesn't sit right with me. But every time they meet up, and say there's 40,000 of them meet up, if even one of the people on that podium addressed the audience and said, go back home to your hometowns and villages and cities and engage in community politics, take leadership role, take power away from the liberal progressives, they could change society. But they don't. They're not interested. I believe he's aligned himself with different political things in the past. I'm going to be honest. I think there's nobody on the right or of patriotic bent who comes anywhere close to the Homeland Party. We are the only serious outfit. I think the other people, they don't engage in community politics. Their use of the word remigration is distorted. They can't even identify who the ethnic English, Scots, Welsh, Northern Irish are. Their remigration policy is based on British values, which change every 20 years. It's utter nonsense. If you wrap yourself in a flag and saying Rue Britannia, apparently you're as British as the next man. It's nonsense, really. So how do they implement a policy where they can't even decide who should be on that list? It's it's foolhardy. I don't think they're serious. If there's people today still marching on the streets when they've seen that it did nothing, even in the 1970s for the National Front, they binned it because it did nothing. They are simply using it to get attention and bring in money. And where do they put that money? I don't know, but it's not into community activism. It's not into winning power. We did something just yesterday that I don't know if you've heard of Gavin Bobby. They call him the Mosque Buster. He's challenged 100 applications to build mosques and won 66 of that 100 times. Incredible man. And we've had this wee surge in membership, 500 new members in the past month. We're feeling a little flush. The treasurer might not be completely happy that I've said that, but I think so. My partner Claire came to me yesterday, said, "Have you seen what Gavin's posted? He's completed. Nobody's helping. He's got this thing. The case he thinks he can win. Can we do anything?" So I just got onto a meeting with the guys. Says, "Guys, can I get 950 to pay for this?" Unanimously, everybody said, "Yeah, brilliant idea." And even the treasurer for once said, "Yeah, go on, you can spend money." So I thought, I said, and do it. And he was saying that there's no other political party has ever done that for him. They're only asking what he can give to them, what benefit they can get out of it. And for us, it wasn't about that. We didn't ask him for anything in return. There was no strings attached. We just said, "Gavin, love what you're doing. You're doing the same as us. You're fighting the system. You're beating the system. We've got a wee bit of money in the kitty because of the surge in membership. Before we spend it, can we help you fight this case?" And he was delighted. And that's the difference between us and all these other groups. I've never seen any of these groups properly engage with community politics. Some of them stand in elections and do nothing. They just do publicity stunts. That's not our way. I think that's an American thing. I love American people. We've got lots of great friends in America, a lot of good members in America, but American style politics does not work in the UK. And all this pantomime stuff